Hi there, my name is Teri Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Decor, where we make and sell wreaths and other types of home decor. And I also work toward inspiring others to make their own designs through my wreath making group. And tonight we're going to be working with these sunflowers, and we're going to make a beautiful, kind of a rustic sunflower arrangement. So I've chosen this really cute, they're kind of on the smaller side, sunflower heads, but I thought with the container being kind of petite, I didn't want to overwhelm it with a huge sunflower head. So we've got these, and I got some greenery, we've got some florals, and maybe even some other extras that we're going to add tonight. So, all right, well, like I said, we're going to be working with sunflowers today. I've got several in recently, and I have yet to make, I think I just made one sunflower design so far this season, but I'm going to get busy on it. I've got lots of them to work with now. But like I said, these are little, how big are they? They're about a 3-inch head, and as I said, this is a 5-inch container. I think it's 5 inches. No, it's a 6-inch container, and I just felt like if I used normal sized large-headed sunflowers that was just overwhelm this. And you know, we're always talking about scale when we're talking about designs, whether it be a wreath or a centerpiece or arrangement. I don't know if we're going to do a centerpiece or arrangement yet, but we're going to one or the other. And then I have some different greens, and I really like this bush. I just got it in just the other day. But I like this greenery bush because it has so many different elements to it. You know, you want to mix your textures, mix your colors, and that whether it be florals or greenery. And this one just has so many different elements. It has these kind of a variegated leaf, and then a little bit more solid leaf. It has these berries. It has some twigs even, and some ferns, and so I saw that. I was thrilled with it. It's a really nice bush. And then I also got some just regular short-bladed grass as well. That kind of, the coloration looked real well together. And then you guys are going to have to help me decide. Here's my decision. I couldn't decide, so I brought everything to the table. So we got our sunflowers, okay? And I wanted to put a contrasting color, or complementary color, I should say. I love yellow and red together. And I have this little pick here that's an option. It also has these, has some yellow in it as well. It has a little bit of a yellow and a white daisy. So that's a possibility. Then I also have these cosmos that could go with them. And the reason I chose these over some of my other red flowers was, number one, is my shape. They're a little bit more rounded than the sunflowers. But then if you can, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the center of it is yellow. And so it'll kind of pick up and highlight that yellow a little bit. And then two, we could go a totally different way with a little bit of blue. So pretend like that red's not there. And I've used this combo a lot before too. So you guys, I want you guys to vote. We'll decide how to proceed with this. Hey, Ethel May, how are you? Maureen? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Louise. Hey, Judy. So you guys all help me decide, and we'll get this show on the road. Hey, Nancy. Okay. All right, so first thing I want to do, I want to put a little bit of greenery. And as I said, this container is a little bit on the smallish side, so I don't want it to get real crowded, don't want it to get overpowered. Now, a general rule of thumb is for height on your centerpiece or your arrangement is to go about 1.5 times the height of your container. The container is 5 inches tall, so let's see, that would be, so it'd be 10 inches, so then we go about 2.5 more inches, so it'd be about 12.5 inches. And I am not a real big stickler on this. I just play it by ear, but that's a good rule of thumb if you're just beginning making arrangements in that. But I've said this multiple times, especially lately, every rule is made to be broken, right? So if you like it and it works for you, you go for it, okay? Hey, Carol. Joanne saying red, Kelly saying blue. Oh, and there's Valda from Western Australia. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. I'm trying to think, what time is it in Australia right now? Has to be early, right? But I know there's a big, well, Stu McLaren, he's doing his push this week, and I know that there's a lot of Australian people in there, so maybe you're up for that. I don't know. So, all right. I'm going to start out with this pick here, or this bush, the greenery bush. Oh, I forgot to get the tag off of it. And I'm going to zoom in here for you. Hey, Cindy. And I don't generally use my turntable because most times I end up off of it anyway, but I thought if I used it tonight, maybe that'll keep me from migrating out of camera range for you guys. Okay, so that's the thinking behind it. But I did go ahead and I forgot to tell you, I put some floral foam in here, and then I just put a little bit of moss over the top of it. I do not glue my moss down. I use floral pins just to secure it in a couple of places. And you can see it is not completely covered, but a good portion of it is. I did stuff it down in the sides though, because I'm not going to be putting any florals in there. But I did took my floral knife and just kind of stuffed it in there. So that's where we're at now. Okay, now I've divided this bush into two sections, and I'd already kind of played around with the height a little bit, and this is maybe just a tad over the 12 inches or 12 and a half inches, but I'm going to go with it, and we'll be kind of bending this anyway. We're going to have to start by fluffing it right off the bat, okay? All right. Joanne saying blue. Well, the other Joanne said red. Another Joanne said blue. We got another blue. Okay, well, I'll kind of look through it before we make a final decision. I'm kind of inclined to go one way, but I don't want to skew you guys' opinion. But either one of them, to me, is gorgeous. I just love both of those color combinations. And blue is a little bit different, but it is becoming more popular to be used with yellow. I'm trying to get some of these leaves kind of untangled here. You want to be sure and fluff this. Now I'm going to measure this here. I'm going to trim off a good portion of it. Okay. And I will be taking this, I'm going to make it, of course, facing me. I will turn it back and forth, and that way you guys can kind of see what I'm seeing too, okay? Okay. And I chose to start with this greenery first because it has so many elements, and it's kind of full. And I was afraid if I started out with the flowers first, then I would run out of room. And I wanted to definitely get this in here. All right, we'll fluff this side. I also have another bush. I think we'll probably use it as well. You know what? I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna get the other part that has the twig in it so I can kind of come off this other way. Okay. Nancy, I'm wearing my blue top. Maybe I was hinting. You know what? I didn't want to say anything, but I thought about that. It wasn't intended that way, but I looked down at my shirt and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm in a blue mood today. But we'll see. I'm going to see what everybody says. I got another blue. Liz is wanting to know where I got my greenery. Oh, my goodness, Liz. I want to say I got it from Craft Outlet. It was either Craft Outlet or Sims Pottery. I've ordered tons of stuff from there, those two places the last few weeks, but I couldn't tell you for sure which one. But it's definitely one of those. I just can't remember which. But it's a nice bush, and it seems like it wasn't all that expensive either, if I remember right. But I didn't order very many because I wanted to see it in person first. Because you know how it is when you get burnt on that kind of thing. All right, I'm going to turn this back around. And I noticed that I've got some leaves coming out this way. I'm gonna adjust this one so we can kind of have it going on either side. This way. Let's see. All right, we'll clip this off again. And don't think that you have to have a whole lot of stem down in here. It really, if you just have about an inch or so in, you're good. I'm probably going a little bit longer than that, but don't feel like you have to pick it. If it's, as long as you can get that inch in there, you're good. All right, let's get over here. We're kind of in the center. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be ordering more when I figure out where I got it from. Because I do like it. Like I said, it just has so many elements. So that's what we have so far. Okay, like I said, I still have these two other sections that we can add here after a bit. But now I think I want to go ahead and I'm going to get my sunflowers in. So let's get this up just a little bit. Okay, all right, so there we are. Now I'm going to move this out of the way just for a second and clip off some of these sunflowers. I'm not really sure how many I'm going to need. But we'll clip off a fair amount of them. Hey, Susan. Oh, Vince is wanting the skew. Yeah, let me, actually, let me get it out of the trash. I threw it away. But it's right on top. I can find it. All right, I'm not real sure about this greenery on here just yet. These leaves. But let me find that out of the trash. Okay. Gosh, the only thing it says on here, it doesn't say where it's from or anything. It says 62206. Okay, and that's 62206. That's the only thing that's on there for that. Well, other than made in China, but we already knew that, didn't we? That all of our stuff is made in China. All right, now let me look and see. I'm not sure about this greenery on the leaves for the sunflowers. Let me look. Yeah, I think they'll be okay. All right, and I'm going to just place these to start with. Okay, let me raise up just a little bit. I'm going to place them just to start with and then kind of get my pattern. And of course, I'm going to be sure and kind of bend the stem just a little bit. You don't want it just straighten up and down like a soldier. All right, I know I want my tallest one here in the center. I thought I had my tallest one. I guess I did. It's not as tall as I wanted it, but I might have to pick this one because I wanted him just a little taller. Either that, or I could also trim down these leaves right here. That might be what we do. I was kind of wanting to go about here. Okay. All right, that looks good. Now let's come off of each corner. We'll be kind of coming off of each corner, making sure that we give each one of these florals its space. I went over here, so I'm going to come over here opposite. And I haven't really shaped those stems yet. We'll have to make sure we do that. Now I'm going to do the opposite corners. I just noticed some of these heads are smaller than the others. All right, that changes things. I'm gonna trade this guy right here in for a larger head. I did not notice that until just now. There we go. Found one. So does anybody do anything fun this weekend? I actually went and spent some time with my husband for once. Usually I'm back here working and he's off doing his thing. But we actually got to spend some time together this weekend, which was very nice. Actually, you know what I want to do? Let's do this. Okay, now let's go the opposite corners again. And this one I kind of want a little shorter. And then we'll come over here with this one. All right, I'm going to need to trim just a few more of them, but I'm kind of liking this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and place these. You can trim off some of my stems though. This guy here, we're just going to let him lay and kind of face outward just a little bit. And when you're placing your stems, make sure that you kind of get you a space in that moss where you're not, dragging that moss down into the hole with you. Okay. All right, so we've got this one. Let's go do this opposite, and this guy we're going to have to pick. So, all right, so this guy's going to go, oops, go right about here. And I'm kind of shaping the stems as I'm going. All right, I want to go ahead, I want to put a pick on this guy and get him in there so I kind of establishes my height. Okay. Oh, Vince did auctions. That sounds fun. Over there on the East Coast, I bet you can find some interesting things over there. I have not been to an auction forever, and I don't know why, because both my husband and I both like to go to those. But, gosh, it's been years since I've been to one. Hey, Sandra. Hey, there's Gloria and Suzanne. I really appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. I know there's lots of other people that do lives nowadays, and you have lots of choices, but I appreciate you guys staying here with me, or popping in at least. Okay, all right, like I said, I just need to put just a little bit more height on this guy. Well, this one's going right in the middle. Okay, Carol's wanting to know what I'm putting on the bottom of this sunflower stem. I put a floral pick on it, a wooden floral pick, because the stem was not quite long enough. I wanted it just a little bit taller. Trying to get this pushed down just a little bit before that glue sets up. There we go. I wanted the stem just a little bit taller, Carol. I could have used a wire or a metal pick, but I can't get the height that I wanted on a metal pick. So I needed to use that wooden floral pick. All right, let's get these guys going. Actually, I already glued that one. Which one did I not? No, I didn't. Yeah, you can use floral picks for all kinds of different things. Sometimes we use them to like sturdy up or beef up our florals. Say if I got a stem that's kind of flimsy and it won't hold its shape, I can use a wooden floral pick or a steel pick. And we can also use them to add some height. Like I said, the metal picks will be too short, but for the height that I wanted, because I needed about probably about 3 inches on that one. Okay, all right, I'm going to take a look here. I think we still need some more sunflowers, but I'm just checking out my shape. And see, I've done opposite corners, and I make sure that I vary the heights and that. This one I could put up just a little bit here. I want him kind of looking upward, and sometimes if you can't get it to bend, you just take I just take my needle nose pliers and kind of bend it to where I want it. Okay, I like that. All right, let's add a few more sunflowers. I'm thinking maybe 3. Let's see, and I think we'll use the smaller heads. And I think on these, I may not use all the leaves. Some of them come with 2 sets of leaves. I'm going to take this off. And again, I'm bending my stem. And I feel like I want one right in this area. Okay, and right in here and right over here. Hey, Rosemary. There's another Nancy. Let's see, this might not be tall enough. I better not use that one there. I don't think that'll be tall enough for what I'm wanting. I can use this one over here. Okay. Yeah, I want something to fill in this space right here in that, like I said, that one I didn't think it was going to be tall enough. This one should be, though. Here. In fact, I'm going to trim it down just a hair. Let's see, where was that? I love these sunflowers. They're so pretty. They're so realistic looking. Okay, I'm looking for another small head to fill this area right in here. I'm done with the big heads. And I don't know if this stem's going to be tall enough or not. Well, maybe I'll be okay. I think you'll be all right. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. I still see an area right in here that I'm thinking I need to put one. Okay. Everybody all right out there? Did we come up with a decision on blue or red? I think from what I saw, it was mostly blue. The feeling I was getting. All right, if I do that, I might have to... All right, let me look here. I'm not liking this guy right here. I'm going to have to reposition him just a little bit. I think I might have to shorten up his stem just so I can get him in the position I want him. Kind of wanting him to lay up, kind of like this one is kind of laying up, looking upwards. That's kind of what I want over on the other side here. And I use my needle nose pliers a lot. Like right there, I was having trouble even getting my hand in there without, moving all the other florals. Okay. All right. That's what we have so far. Hey, Shirley. All right. So I think what I'm wanting to do right now, I want to go ahead, I want to trim these two leaves off right here. It kind of messes with the shape I'm trying to maintain. I'm going to go ahead and trim those off, and we can put them someplace else. I don't want to waste them because they're nice greens, and they've got the twigs on them. So we'll just trim that right there. Give them a haircut. All right. I like this greenery kind of draping over the side like that. That's pretty. All right, and I might come back and add a small flower right here, a small sunflower. Actually, I think I'm going to do that. Let me find a small one. This one isn't really small, but it's the smallest I got right here. I'm going to stick him right out there. It's right like that. Okay. And remember, we still have these greens, and we still have these leaves that we trimmed off, so we will use those. Okay. All right, now time has come that we have to decide on the other color. I'm gonna kind of scroll through here and see. It looked like blue was winning out. Oh, Kelly, that's no fun. Kelly says she's been cleaning. That's no fun. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, there's Sharon. Okay. I see mostly blue. So let's go with the blue. This is actually a penta blossom bush. And I just think that is so pretty with the blue. And as somebody had said earlier, it's a little bit different too. I mean, we see a lot of yellow and red, but not so much yellow and blue. But those two colors just really complement each other really well. So now the problem with this is it's really long. I mean, you can see each one of these branches is, gosh, 24 inches, so 2 feet. So when I'm using these in a wreath, I usually kind of dissect them piece by piece. And you can see this actually it was a much fuller bush, and I've used it a lot. Let's see, where am I going to trim these? Because I'm going to want some of them shorter, I'm going to want some of them a little longer. The very bottom of it is wired, the very top of it is not, and that's another reason I like to use this bush in my wreaths, because it gives so much motion and so much movement, especially like in the wind. So let me just I'm going to just dissect some of these down. And you guys, have you guys realized that it's May? I always say that I'm going to start my fall designs in May. And here it is. But I am actually getting ready to travel here at the end of the week. My daughter-in-law is having a baby shower, so I'm going to be traveling to her baby shower. And now I've made the decision I'm going to wait until I get back from that. Then I'll start fall. So I just don't feel, I feel like I've got so many summer projects I want to do yet. Like I said, I just got a whole bunch of sunflowers in, so I guess we could use sunflowers for fall also, but still, I'm still in the summer mood. Okay, I think that's a good start. We may have to trim off some more, but I've got a good start here. I want the sunflowers to be the primary flower. Okay, I think I've lost my comments again, you guys. I see Teresa. How are you, Teresa? All right, I'm just looking to see. Some of these are longer, some of them are shorter, and of course I want to put the taller ones here in the center. Actually, I might have it too tall. Let me trim it down just a hair. I'm just going to start kind of distributing this throughout the arrangement. And it's getting kind of crowded in there already. My little sausage fingers won't fit down in there very well. Trying to get this with my pliers. Oh. There we go. Hope I don't destroy it. Get up there. Okay. All right. If I come over here, I'm going to come on the other side, trying to keep it balanced the best I can. It doesn't have to be matchy-match, but you know, you don't want to, you know, one side to be completely full and the other not have anything. All right, so we went on either side of that sunflower. Now we're going to go this way. Oh, thank you, Vince. Thank you. Oh, Ethel May, Liz and Ethel May said blue. Well, we're going to go with blue. Now I'm trying to stay below. I want this sunflower to be my tallest point. Now that doesn't mean we can't have a little bit of wispy greenery come up there, but that's what I'm using as my guide. All right, here, now come this way. Trying to get this guy to be a little bit more there. He was kind of crowding that sunflower. I didn't want him to do that. This is going to be so pretty, you guys. So pretty. As long as I don't do something silly. All right, now I'm coming out this way a little bit. Now we'll come over this way a little bit. And I just work, usually when I'm doing an arrangement, I'm just working on diagonals. Try and get it to, let's see. Like I said, that just helps it stay balanced, and then you don't have to think quite so hard with your, you know, trying to decide, well, what kind of pattern do I need to do? Where's this need to go, you know? Okay. so let's come over in this area. I want to kind of surround this flower here, the center flower. And again, I'm only pushing this in about an inch or so. And I get my hands in there, and then I rearrange everything out of the way. Got to go back in here and get it resituated. That's why I try to use my pliers when I could, but I couldn't get it to do what I wanted. I still can't get it to do what I want. There. There we go. Okay. All right, so I went over here, so now I've got a hole over here I need to fix. Some of these don't have much wire on the bottom of them. That's why I was picking through trying to decide which one to use. I may have to grab my steel pick machine to get some of them in here. All right, and I brought this, and I kind of like that. Well, actually, no, I don't. It's I started to say I like that, but it's just because there's missing the floral head there. So we'll trim that off. We'll leave the blue, of course. All right, I think we're good at the top. Now I'm going to put a little bit around the bottom down here. And this one for sure I'm going to have to pick. Because it has absolutely no wire in it. Okay. All right, and I just want something kind of coming off down here on the bottom. I don't want to neglect the bottom of my arrangement. Okay, now we have that there, so of course we'll need to come over here on this side. Same thing. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Okay. I feel like I'm a little bit light. Well, I don't see any right here on the side, so let me get this area right here. Actually, I might just use this little blue. I'm going to take these two pieces that I just dissected, and I'm going to put them together with a pick, and then we'll fill in that side over here. Okay. Go right underneath this leaf. There we go, like that. Just put that just right there. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here on the other side down low. And I think that's going to pretty well do our bottom. I have to trim just a little bit more off the bush here. You have to be really careful too, pushing those, if you're using a still pick machine. I know, Nancy, you just got one, but be really careful using your hands to push those in, because your fingers can slip and just slice your finger. They're very, very sharp. So be sure you're careful with those. All right, I'm going to kind of look here now. I'm loving this. So pretty. Okay, I feel like I need a little blue right here in this corner. Right here. Not very much, just a touch of it. Just a little touch. Okay, I just filled in that corner right here. Okay, all right. All right, now let me look, kind of stand back and look at it here a second. All right, and we got a hole right in here where I need a little bit of blue also. Okay. Maybe not that long. Let me trim it down just a little bit. There we go. I just put that little guy right there. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. You guys, I was thinking about a bow too, but I don't think we're going to need a bow on this. I had all kinds of ribbons sitting over here just until we decided whether we're going to go red or blue, but I don't think I want a bow. I think we're doing well without a bow. Okay. All right, now we still have that greenery, and for me just to stick that in there just all together, it's going to be pretty crowded. So I'm going to take this down just a little bit more, kind of separate it out just a little bit more there. Oh yeah, Susan. Yeah, it's gorgeous, blue and orange. Yes. That'd be pretty for fall, too. Speaking of fall, I'm half afraid to start going back through my stuff again, though, my stash. I just remember I had so much ribbon. It was just awful. Okay. Now, I'm looking to see where I need to put this greenery. And may not even use all of it. I do have a hole right here, so I need to bring something in there. Actually, I could probably bring these ferns right here. I think I will. Okay, and that kind of it kind of rounds out and balances out that corner there. Trying to get my leaves going in the right direction. Don't want to be looking at the bottom of your leaves. Look at the right side. Okay. All right, so if I put that there, then I feel like I need to bring another fern over on this side. So I'm going to get that the other piece that we tore up, or we separated off. That doesn't sound very good, did it? we tore that off of there. I'm just shortening up the stem. All right, and where did I put that? So we'll go the direct opposite corner. Wait, let me look here. Okay. All right. Okay, so we added this one and we added this one over here for balance. Okay. All right, now we have 2 more pieces left. I also had brought in some grasses that I was thinking we were going to use, but I'm not sure if we're going to use those either. I'm kind of liking just using this greenery bush that we started with. Trying to find another, oh, here it is. Trying to find another coordinating piece on this other side, and I found it. Okay. All right, now we've got this section left of that bush. And I see a hole right here. I'm going to put that in there. Okay. All right, so we filled in right here. And where am I going to put this other one? Let me look here. Trimming this off. Just trimming the stem of it off. All right, so we went over there. So where else? Let's see. Okay, I found a spot right down here. Right down in this area right here needs something. I just got glue all over myself here, trying to get all the strings off. Okay, all right. Right here is just right where we filled in. It still looks a little light, a little sparse to me. And remember, we still have those little twigs with the leaves on them. So I think that would be a good place for at least one of them. I'm just looking to see if there's any place else that needs it worse. I don't think so. I think right in here. Ooh, I don't like the way they sit though. These leaves are not wired down here. And so what I'm going to do instead, I'm just going to take these and I'm going to put a pick on each. Oh, sorry about that. That's hard on the ears. I'm just going to take this off and I'm going to trim these apart. And I'm going to put a pick on each one of them, and that way we can fill in some of the bottom where I was wanting to fill in. But they were just wanting to sit there just like this together, and that's not going to look right. I'll do the other. Well, this one looks pretty good. Let's see if this one will work just fine. But the other one was just right there together, right, like they were kissing or something. All right, so let's do that. And I still don't like the way it's laying. I'm going to take a floral pick and just put it over the top of that so I can get it to lay the way I want it. It's not wired, so I can't just bend it down. So we'll just put a pin over the top of it. All right. And then I'll have to put some moss over the top of that pin because I can see the pin. Let me grab some. Okay. All right. So there's where I put that. Okay. All right. Now let me see where I need to put the other guys here. Put a pick on them. Now another thing, I could also take some of those sunflower leaves that I threw away. We can also use those. All right, right in here. Got a little area right down here that I'm going to cover. Right now I'm just working on the bottom here. I think the top looks pretty good. Just work on getting this bottom filled in. You don't want to just leave like your florals and then all of a sudden you've got your container. I always like to kind of bring some things and kind of drape over just to incorporate the container into the arrangement, more or less. All right, let's see, where was I? I got another one of these leaves. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far, guys. Isn't it pretty? Loving it. Hey, Karen. Okay. All right, I'm going to stand back and look at it here a second. I see just a couple of places, like right here. I'd like to put something kind of coming over here. And maybe one on this opposite corner right here too. So let me get a couple of these leaves that we had used. I remember I took off some of the double-leaved stems. I'm going to take these and we're just going to place those right there. I'm going to put a pick on them. And then the opposite corner. I can't get that to, there we go. Okay. All right, guys, I think we're done. I think we're done. I love it. Thank you guys for picking blue. but anyway, I love it. I love the twigs. I love all the different greens in it. I love that bush. I'm going to have to get more of those. And those little sunflowers just look so realistic. Isn't that pretty? Love it, love it. Oh, thank you, Donna. Thank you. Now, I'm partial to sunflowers too. So, all right, I'm going to come back through and see if I have missed any questions. Oh, thank you, Teri. I didn't see you out there. How are you? Thank you, Joanne. Catherine, thank you. Thank you guys so much. All right, and as always, I always come back through here and look for any holes, fill in any areas that need just a little bit extra, but I always come back with a fresh set of eyes. You know, when I'm sitting here designing live, it's always a little more difficult, but I like it. I like it a lot. And actually, I just sold the arrangement I have on my kitchen table, so this can take its place. So, oh, thank you guys. Oh, Pauletta's wanting to know the skew on the greenery bush. Let me find it, Pauletta. I threw it away. It's 62206. One more time, that's 62206. And that's all that's on that tag, if you can see. Okay. Thank you. Oh, Christine's wanting to know where I would add ribbon. You could probably incorporate it in here somewhere. I just don't think it needs it. You could always put a little bit around the bottom also. Maybe a bow on the corner or something. And I went in with all intentions of putting a bow, but I changed my mind. I think the florals speak for themselves. I like it. And the box has a little bit of character to it too. So, okay. All right. Let me see if I missed any other questions. All right. You guys, thank you so much. You have a great rest of your evening, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.